Welcome to Are You Sure? Our Bible trivia game show designed to test your knowledge of the Bible. I'm your host, Agape Awad. Please join us in a brand new episode where we learn questions from the books of Genesis and Exodus. Join us on Are You Sure? On today's episode, we'll have a new contestant who will try to win all the way to the end prize. There are 5 rounds of 5 questions each. The prize for passing the first round is $25, the second round is $50, third round $75, fourth round $100, and if they get all the way to the end, answering 25 questions correctly, they'll win the ultimate prize of $200. Let's get to know who our contestants will be for today's episode of Are You Sure?
Hello, I am Raggy Caldas and I'm 9 years old. I am in 3rd grade and I'm from California.
Hi, my name is Heaven Galley. I live in California. I am 10 years old and I am in 4th grade.
My name is Jonathan Antone. I'm in 4th grade. I'm 9 years old and I was born in California.
Hello, my name is Betty. I am 13 years old and I am in 7th grade and I live in California.
Hello, my name is Andrew. I am 12 years old. I am in 6th grade and I live in California.
Hi, my name is Maria. I'm 9 years old. I'm in 4th grade and I live in California.
I'm Shanuda. I live in Texas. In Plano, I am 12 years old and I am 6th grade.
Hi, my name is Joanna Getosid. I'm 11 years old. I'm in 5th grade. I live in California.
Now let us pick who's going to be the new contestant for today's episode. Andrew will be our contestant for today.
That's me.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Are You Sure? Today we have our contestant Andrew, who's going to try to win the ultimate cash prize of $200. Let's get to meet our contestant.
Hello, my name is Andrew. My age is 12 and I'm in 6th grade.
Nice to meet you, Andrew. And how did you prepare for today's game show?
I read the Bible.
What parts did you read from the Bible?
Genesis and Exodus.
So you're sure that you're going to get all the way to the end?
I hope so.
All right, let's get started with Andrew. Question 1 of round 1 with Andrew. Andrew, question number 1 asks, what did Joseph do after revealing himself to his brothers? He asked to see his father Israel, and they reunited in Egypt. He asked to go back to Canaan with his brothers. He asked his brothers to go back and live in Canaan all alone.
Answer number 1.
Answer number 1. Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's see the answer. That is correct. Good job. Genesis 45:27 through 28 says, but when they told him all the words which Joseph had said to him, and when he saw the carts which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. Then Israel said, it is enough, Joseph is my son, and he is still alive. I will go see him before I die. Good job, Andrew. Moving on to question number 2. Moving on to question number 2 of round 1. Andrew, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take a look at question number 2. What did God promise to do for Jacob's descendants? He promised to give them the farm, he promised to give them livestock, or he promised to give them land.
Answer number 3, he promised to give them the land.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's look at the answer. That is correct. We know that from Genesis 35:12, and the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it, and to your seed after you I will give the land. Good job, Andrew.
Thanks.
Question number 3 of round 1. Where did Israel offer sacrifices to God while on his journey? In the land of Rahab, in the land of Rachel, in the land of Beersheba.
In the land of Beersheba.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is correct. We know from Genesis 46:7, and Israel took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices unto God. Good job, Andrew. Moving on to question 4. What other name was the land of Goshen known by? The land of Goshen was known by the land of Ramesses. It was known by the land of Nahor. or it was known by the land of Canaan?
Answer 1, it was known by the land of Ramses.
Answer number 1?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is correct. We know from Genesis 47:11, and Joseph placed his father and brethren and gave him possession of the land of Egypt, the best of the land, and in the land of Ramesses. Good job. Moving on to question 5. Question number 5 of round 1. Are you ready, Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay. When Jacob blessed Joseph's sons, which one did he bless with greater things? Reuben, the youngest, Ephraim, the youngest, or Manasseh, the firstborn?
Ephraim, the youngest.
Answer number 2?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. That is correct. We know from Genesis 48:20 that God will make you like Ephraim and Manasseh, but he put Ephraim ahead of Manasseh. Good job. Let's take a quick break, and soon enough we'll be back with Andrew looking at round number 2 and hoping to earn $50.
My dream, sommelier and baker. This dream belongs to the king's cupbearer, who was imprisoned after committing an offense against him. In my dream there was a vine before me, and on the vine there were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, its blossoms shot forth and the clusters ripened into grapes. The cupbearer begins. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into his cup, and placed it in his hand. He includes Joseph's explains that the 3 branches symbolize 3 days. After this period, Pharaoh will release the cupbearer from prison and restore him back to office. What a promising reward. Now, what about the bread? This dream belongs to the baker, who was also imprisoned after committing an offense against Pharaoh. He narrates his dream. There were 3 cake baskets on my head, and in the uppermost basket there were all sorts of baked food for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating it out of the basket on my head. As Joseph interprets, the 3 baskets symbolize 3 days, just as in the cupbearer's dream. At the end of those days, Pharaoh will release him too. But unlike the cupbearer, the baker will be hung on a tree, and his flesh will be eaten by birds.
Welcome back to Are You Sure? We're starting round 2 with Andrew on question number 1. Andrew, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's take a look at question number 1 together. Who was the Pharaoh of Egypt upset with and placed them in prison? He was upset with the chief of the military and the chief judge, with the chief justice and chief advocate, or with the chief of the butlers and the chief of the bakers?
Answer number 3, the chief of the butlers and the chief of the bakers.
All right, let's see if answer number 3 is correct. That is correct. We know from Genesis 41:10 that Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put them in a ward in the captain of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. Good job, Andrew. Moving on to question 2 of round 2. According to Exodus 16:16, the children of Israel were to gather 1 omer for each person according to what? According to the number of animals they had, the number of trees they had, or the number of persons they had?
The number of persons they had.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look. Correct. We know from Exodus 16:16 that the Lord commanded everyone is to gather as much as they needed. Take an omer for each person that you have in your tent. Good job, Andrew. Moving on to question 3. According to Exodus 16:21, what happened to the bread that God sent the Israelites when the sun became hot? It disappeared, it flew, or it melted?
It melted.
It melted? You sound pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's take a look. That is the correct answer. we know that each morning everyone gathered as much as they needed of the bread, and when the sun grew hot, it melted away. Good job, Andrew. Moving on to question 4. Question number 4 is from Exodus 16:22, and it asks, how many omers of bread did each member of the congregation of the children of Israel gather? 3, 4, or 2?
2.
2? Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That is correct. We're told that on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much, 2 omers for each person, and the leaders of the community came and reported this to Moses. We're now at the 5th and final question of round 2. If you get this right, you're moving on to the next round. Question number 5 is from Exodus 16:31. Manna had the taste of wafers made from what? From oil, from milk, or from honey?
Made with honey.
Made with honey, are you sure?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look. That is correct. We know from Exodus 16:31 that the people of Israel called a special bread that God gave them manna, and it was white like the coriander seed and tasted like wafers made with honey. Good job, Andrew. You are now moving on to round number 3. That is the end of today's episode of Are You Sure? But please make sure that you come back next time where we will continue with Andrew in the next round of his game. Please come back and join us on Are You Sure? I'm your host, Agape Awad, and we have Andrew today, continuing next time.
5, 4, 3, 1.
الله أنا من أولها. بصي هتقول اسمي اتكلم يا ابني. استنى عفريت بس أقوله بس. استنى ده بيضحك. بيولع البخور وكان هيولع في المكان آخر مرة. سوري أنت سامعني. ايوه اطلع بالمعلوم يا عم الحاج.